Hey everybody, jonnyhinds here. I'm going to go through exercise that I think some people might have a little bit of a challenge with. So in looking at the April cycle of workouts, one thing that I might advise for stability level folks, they might be challenged because we don't have enough weights for them. So what I would recommend is do maybe your sets of 10, one arm, and then at that same weight for your sets of 8, go to 2 arms. That will ascend the difficulty. Then you go to 1 arm on the next weight up, 1 arm, and then for your 4th set on that, you do 2 arms, and then you can go to a 3rd heavy weight with 1 arm for your sets of 2, I believe it is. So that's a nice way to ascend the challenge for the stability level folks. On tomorrow's core pyramid workout, the spinners. This is a jiu-jitsu exercise. And you literally are going to sit on your butt, and your objective is to get to your belly. So you're going to go here, all the way around to here. Of course, doing it on carpeting isn't as smooth, so if you have some mats to do it on, that's going to help a lot. But it's basically your legs, you're taking your legs all the way around, going from your butt to your stomach side, and just keep doing that exercise. The next workout, pull strong. So this is pull-ups and deadlifts. Now this is 1 arm pull-ups, so come here. It's 1 arm pull-ups, and you're gonna do 10 sets of about 2 to 3 here. So for those of you, you're gonna use the jungle gym, you're gonna measure it to your sternum, and this is where I want you to challenge yourself, so maybe you get a lot out of that negative, and then pull strong. Maybe do a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And maybe you do 3 reps like that each side. Okay? This is going to be really challenging. So maybe if you want, reverse it, up the reps a lot, and down the sets for the stability level folks. We don't want to overwhelm them. So maybe they're going to do maybe 5 sets of 10 2 arm. But I think it's really great if you get them to do the 1 arm stuff. Okay, so that's for stability level folks. So what does the strength and power level folks do? Well, you can grab the bar, and if you want with the straight arm here, you're going to grab that bar here, and you're going to do a 1 arm assisted, so you can just jump up into it. You go like this, get some negative out of that, because I believe, if I'm right, it's 1 arm pull-ups. So actually, I screwed up. The second hand is going to be holding your wrist. And then for the power level, second hand is holding the pull. So this exercise here, grab it here, second hand is on the wrist, you're going to hang, you're going to pull. Okay? So that's your 1 arm chin up. And then for the power level, folks, you're going to grab the side bar. Now this is really high level. I have a real hard time with this, but you're going to grab it here, and you can grab either far away. Try to have your arm straight, or grab the side of the bar here. You're going to go from straight arm. You see, that's pretty darn hard for me, okay? So that's one of the other exercises that I think for sure, get them warmed up before they do that exercise, because that's going to be a real tough one. We haven't done 1 arm pull-ups in a long time. Box push. I really like using the wall pulleys and doing running punches with it. So come on down here real quick. Set it to about chest height. Very similar to just like this. So you're still getting the legs involved, and you're still getting the arms involved in a pushing motion like this, okay? So if you want to just hold the arms here and run like this, big thing is don't stretch the cable out too far. So that's why I prefer if they're doing this instead, okay? And then maybe you just quantify it in time-wise, something that would be sort of similar to the amount of time it would take somebody to push a box that same distance. 100-yard workout. Make sure everybody knows how to do the self-arrest by wrapping the foot wrapping that and then biting the other foot down on that shin across the top of the foot. Handstand walking, left, right equals 1 yard for those going on the floor. And I like to mark up the walls. If you look at the walls here, we put the 1 yard markers on the walls, and we put cones every 5 yards, so you just go back and forth between the two cones, so that way you can have a lot of people on the wall at one time. And they just all go back and forth touching the lines. Free handstands, of course, we just like to use the whole floor. Big thing is, this is not a rush workout. You're trying to do it in as few sets as possible. So I might do a set, and then my partner might do a set. Okay. Rope climbs. If you don't have a rope, maybe you substitute and you do kips. Maybe you substitute it and do jump pull-ups or something like that. Anytime I see jump pull-ups, make sure you guys get some semblance of a negative from it. So if they jump up, don't just drop down. You know, I see a lot of people, like on a bar this height, do this. That's not going to cut it. So jump up, resist it all the way, the legs or arms are straight, and here. So control the negative. That's super important. $2,200, $2,000. This is a new twist on the 3,300, 3,000. It's a quicker version of it, but what we're trying to do is get you guys to get your members to do doubles instead. So I gave an alternative. Instead of doing 2,000 reps, power level students can do 500 doubles instead. I really like that a lot. If it's a beautiful day out like today, have them run 2 miles instead of doing the 2,000 reps. It's great to get outside, okay? Last exercise for your strength workout is a Secret Service snatch test. Now, we haven't done this in a long time. As most of these workouts we haven't done in a long time, so I wanted to throw them in there. Make sure you teach them how to do snatches for rep, high rep. If people feel like their hands are ripping, teach them how to use a pet egg to make sure they work those calluses flat. Tell them days ahead of time. That's one thing. People that feel like they're ripping, have them go to high pulls instead, and that way they never have to stop doing their work, okay? Don't want to get the big rips in the hands, so high pulls is great for stability level for sure, and for anybody that their hand might be ripping. But the best way to do this is if you feel like the person might be ripping their hand, it's most likely because they're flipping the bell around here and it's jerking on their hand. And if a hand has a lot of calluses on it already, and you don't really try to grip the bell until it's down here, it's going to really pull on the skin of the hand. That's what rips the callus. So the best way to do it is right off the top, you flip it early, you counterbalance it by leaning backwards, you flip it here, and you get the hand underneath it here, and then you can control it down a lot better, and that's going to really save your hands, okay? Last exercise is blended hip slaps, 1, 1, 2, 2, rollouts, farmer's carry, and running. It's all basic stuff. I hope you guys like this cycle. We put a lot of time and energy into it, but one big thing about it is that we try and do it so it gives the maximum result in the most efficient amount of time for you guys. We put a certain amount of strength, a certain amount of power, some speed, some stamina, some metabolic workouts in there, so that if a person's to do the regular training 4 to 5 times a week, they're going to get a nice mix of all different types